over 600 delegates will gather in Boksburg, that's here in Gauteng today, for ActionSA's inaugural policy conference. The party says over the next 2 days, members will solidify its policies ahead of the elections next year. Top of the agenda are issues around corruption, education and energy security. Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo is at the Birchwood Hotel. He is watching that policy conference, inaugural policy conference of ActionSA. Juniour, good morning to you. So we've already established just some of the policy questions that will likely be discussed at that policy conference. But expand further for us. What is it that ActionSA wants to come out of this policy conference and I suppose present to the South African public as policy questions that are paramount for the country?
Good morning, Dolly. Indeed, we are here at the Birchwood Hotel where ActionSA is going to discuss its policies. The party was formed in 2020, and since then it had not convened a policy conference. So we knew ActionSA as a party, in terms of its stance against the ANC, it does not want the ANC to govern. ActionSA has also been very vocal about its stance when it comes to illegal immigrants as well. But over the 2 days that it convenes here, I think ActionSA wants to make known what it stands for, the key pillars that the party will stand for and that it will use to go into communities as it campaigns for next year's elections. But just to give us more details on to what is going to be happening today, we have ActionSA leader Mr. Herman Mashaba. Mr. Mashaba, thank you so much for joining us, sir. What can we expect over the coming 2 days?
Well, thank you very much, and good morning to your listeners, and thank you for the opportunity. It's actually for the next 3 days. The conference will be starting at 12 today, finishing on Thursday, deliberating 11 themes of our policy offering. You remember when we launched ActionSA on the 29th of August 2020, we offered at the time 7 core values for the country. But then immediately upon the launch of the party, we had to prepare for local government elections. And local government election in terms of policies and at national, 2 different kettle of fish. At local government, you really focus on bread and butter issues like which street you tar, which lights you're going to be providing, and so forth. Here at national level, very, very key. It's very important for people to really know what you stand for. When we say we stand for non-racial South Africa, what do we mean? When we say we stand for the rule of law, you are here to talk about ActionSA being against illegal immigration. That is far from the truth. I've always maintained, that's why when I was reported to the Human Rights Commission when I was the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, I clarified this matter, that this country was built at the back of migrants. But for South Africa to prosper, we need to continue encouraging people of the world to come to our country, but they must come here legally. And when they are here, please respect our laws. Those who come here for nefarious reasons, we must send them back where they came from. So I think this has really been clear, and that's what the next 3 days is going to ensure, that South Africa really understand our position as ActionSA. We've always maintained we believe in quality education. I've always said I love clever blacks. When other parties says they've got problems with clever blacks, I tell you, I'm in politics to produce clever blacks, because it is only through education that we can develop this country, and this country can't be developed by stupid people. So you need the clever blacks, and clever blacks, you don't produce them by cheap talk, you produce them by good quality education. So we're going to be sharing that. We're going to be sharing issues on energy, what we believe we need to do with ESCOM, allowing the private sector also to really be the players in the supply of electricity to our country, not only relying on government. So these are some of the key policy issues that our delegates are going to be discussing. And I think just to really give you an idea, this process didn't just really begin today. Over the last 4 years, 4 months, if you were following us as ActionSA, we were running roundtable discussions, we were running virtual engagements with ordinary South Africans, experts be in law enforcement, be in health care, energy, and so forth. To this 3 days, it's a culmination of the last 4 months of real hard work, and really proud of what our team has really produced. But we are still going to discuss further, because some of our delegates have already would really want amendments, or they want further inputs in some of the policy consideration already presented to them.
Just another quick question. In terms of black economic transformation, that's one issue that seems to have gotten a lot of South Africans speaking. In the draft policy documents, it seems like ActionSA wants this policy scrapped. Is that so? And what is your proposal?
Well, I tell you, I'm not the kind of person who believes in trying to fix something that is broken. And you tell me a policy is good, it's an implementation. I don't buy into that nonsense. I think I know communists have always they'll always tell you they've got good policies, but they cannot implement them. How can you say a policy is good if it cannot really be implemented? It is for that reason, as ActionSA, we've taken a decision. When we go into Parliament, we're going to call for the total scrapping of this BBB introduced in 2003, and actually come out with a revolutionary program funded by the private sector, which were responsible for the economic status of previously disadvantaged black South Africans. So it will be a new suite altogether. But this BEE of the current government, we call on South Africans, we are going to scrap it, given the mandate by the voters. Come out with a policy that can actually touch ordinary people in Haramutsu who was born, not the people who are politically connected. My children, do they qualify to really be the beneficiaries of this program? Absolutely not. What I'm saying is we need a policy that can really touch the living experience of the lives of our people, be in rural KZN, rural Limpopo, rural Western Cape, and so forth. This is really what we are proposing. But really wait the next 3 days. I hope you're going to be here to listen. We are going to be broadcasting this live throughout, so that people of South Africa can know what we are offering them.
Okay, thank you so much. That is Mr. Herman Mashaba, ActionSA leader, who just said that part of the things that they're going to be speaking about is the call for the scrapping of the BEE policy by the ANC.
Juniour Khumalo, thank you very much, and very interesting views indeed. Scrapping BBBEE. What will come in its place, according to ActionSA? Those are just some of the policy proposals that I suppose you can look forward to in terms of the resolutions that will come out of that inaugural conference. Juniour Khumalo, thank you very much for the time.